Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to the channel, Tu Karma. Please hit like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Well, the reason why I bring up this subject today, or let's just dive right into it and say, the reason why I bring up or talk about, you know what, let's social gratitude first, right? Thank you, guys. I just want to tell you guys thank you, man. I want to thank the chief. I want to thank my tribe. I want to thank Tony Robbins. I want to thank my buddy Mark, to my family, you know, my son, who lifts my spirits every time he comes. And God is good, man. God is good. God is good. The reason why I say this and I start off like this is because, dude, I lost service, right? I lost service because look at my phone off, right? And I could be down and out and beat myself up, but I just make the best of it. And dude, they let me run off. Like, they let me run for like another day and a half, right? And they cut it off earlier and it came back on. Like, I was like, you know what? Fuck, dude. Just take advantage of this. This is why it's so important to live life like if there's no tomorrow. Like, you hear it all the time. It's cheesy, it's cliche, and you're like, what the fuck? You know, like, people always say that, but it's like me, like, probably wouldn't be doing this video, but I'm like, you know what? I might not have internet. So let's just take advantage of it, right? And the light's going down, my light's broken. Like, I just bought this one from outside, so I'm like, you know what? Let's at least to get something going, you know. So just take advantage of every moment you got to give it your all, man. To start a transformation, because you have to start somewhere and you have to break the pattern somewhere. But like I was saying, the reason why I bring up this subject today was because this is to be frank, to be straight up, to be forward. I was watching Tony Robbins, right? And the more that show went on, the more I realized why I want to be single. And because we're talking about relationships. And I understand that you could use this toward relationships of your own, but that's not what they made it about. They made it about a significant other. They mentioned it a little bit, but it made it about your significant other and how to keep it alive. Because the way I always seen it is a relationship, or not always, into more recent, should I say? Because before, the honest truth, I was a man whore. I couldn't maintain a relationship. And the person that I was with, being the covert narc of 18 years, I have my flaws, okay? So I'm gonna start, I have my flaws, I'm not perfect, you know, and I'm realizing it, but the difference is I'm aware. I'm aware of my actions. I'm aware of my flaws. I could take accountability. I could see my mistakes. I could step outside the box. I could see what role am I playing in this matrix. That's the biggest difference here. So like I was saying, you know, so being on Tony Robbins' team, I was, I realized, I'm like, dude, because it's a relationship, a real one, not a fake one, not your lover, not Sandro, not the person at the office. I'm talking about a relationship that you've been with out of the honeymoon stage, especially out of the honeymoon stage, once you're already with them, because that's the thing. And I'm gonna just start right now. It's 3:33, but I want to say it's a trigger warning, guys. Trigger warning to anybody who takes this offensive. My bad. I don't mean to offend nobody, but I'm gonna be saying some stuff that people are not gonna like, because how do borderlines think? Out of sight, out of mind. How do narcissists think? Bam, bam, thank you, man. They're unemotionally available. So like I was saying, don't mean to trigger nobody, but that's what it's about. So, like I said, the reason why I'm on here, because I was listening to it, I'm like, you know what? A relationship takes watering. You have to water a relationship, meaning keep it alive. You just can't let it go. Meaning I already got it and that's it, because it's gonna die. The spark's gonna die. You know, you're gonna, and he mentions it's the what was it, the 3 R's or the 4? I have to wrote it down right there, guys. But in the sense of, like, you're gonna lose interest, you know, which was polarity. He mentioned polarity, and then he also mentioned resentment. Then from it was 4 of them, and meaning it starts to snowball before you are the divorce or separating or cheating on them or living that toxic cycle of that story of what you're telling yourself. That was his whole thing, and I seen it. But right now, I have not really a relationship with somebody, and I don't plan to. Why? Because I plan to work on myself. I plan to be with myself. Like, I have to better myself before I even try to get into a relationship. You have to. Why? Because how is it fair to the other person to go out with them if you haven't done your own healing? If you yourself are not, how do I say, you haven't acknowledged your own, what role are you playing? What are you playing in this matrix? So what I'm just trying to say and bring up, it's as you uncover what's going on, as you start to awaken, because that's what it is, man. You start to awaken, because the difference between you and them is that you want resolutions. You want to figure this out, but you can't. And it's because they've been playing games with you. They've been lying to you. They've been gaslighting you. They've been bullshitting you, like I said, since day one. So as you uncover this is how I uncovered it, because my grandma started passing. My grandma was already dying, like in the hospital, in and out of the hospital. I was losing my job, meaning I was already going through it. So once I stood home, meaning I took a leave of absence from work, I was more home. I started to observe more, meaning I was at home. And once I checked inventory with them, meaning, okay, they avoid everything, any confrontation you have with them, anything that you want a resolution to, they're going to avoid it. They're going to put it off. They're going to start blaming you. And this is one of the worst ones that you're going to hear that you're not going to like. Well, I'm sorry. Why? Because it's like the observer, right? It's an observer. And I pick up on energies, man. That's one thing I noticed about myself. I pick up on energies a lot of energies, easily, Hey, Melissa, how you doing? So we're talking about as you uncover. Oh, and the reason why I bring this up, it's because I was on Tony's thing, and I realized, like, dude, relationships is hard to maintain a relationship. You just don't just go in it and that's it. Like, dude, you have to water it. It's like a flower. A woman is a flower. If you don't maintain it, you're gonna, how do you say it? You're gonna lose it. They're gonna lose interest. They're gonna lose interest because they're gonna start giving you. Tony today nailed it in the sense of how to keep it. I should have paid attention more. I mean, and we are, and it's so as you awaken. This is the whole thing today, because I get sidetracked so easily, guys, so easily. So I told myself I'm gonna stick to the subject and just try to get in and out, because I don't want to keep on going for hours, dude, with nobody really here helping. And then the light is going down, and I have so many excuses, guys. But okay, so as you start to uncover what's going on, what's really happening to you, because you're gonna come out of like a washing machine. You're literally coming out of a fucking washing machine, meaning your mind spin the fuck out. You don't understand what's going on. You're totally lost. Because why? Because your identity, all of you gave it all to them. So they're pretty much writing your emotions. I guess so. This is sorry, guys. Yes, but let's try to focus up here. So as you start to see, because what I started doing was questioning, asking questions that didn't match up. And then you waking up, you don't want to believe it. You don't want to see that. So your mind is already seeking what to avoid. And then you being an empath, you being a sensitive, you put up with more. You accept more. Because you don't even know it. You don't even know you're being abused, being gaslighted, being bullshitted, being manipulated. Because according to them, the covert narc, it's all your fault. All this is happening because of you. If you would have done this and this and this, and then this is how I started figuring out, because it was easily for me to identify, which was they're blaming you. What did she say to me? So we were comparing me. Once I started getting compared, like they were comparing me to somebody else, I already knew there was somebody. I already knew right there, and that was early as I discovered this. As early. And the reason why I know this, because I played that game. I used to do that. That's how I recognized it. If not, I wouldn't be able to recognize it. I wouldn't have known. I would probably keep on taking fault for this. But I'm like, dude, no, she's comparing me to others. Why can't you be like this? Why are you doing this like that? Because they're already comparing you to others. And they're already devaluating you. They're devaluing who you are. Why? Because a part of it's called the narcissistic discard. It's a part of their tactics. 2, it's called trauma bonding. You're in the process of being trauma bonded, meaning they take things from you. They stop spending time with you. They stop giving you affection. Whatever it is that you were missing, because they love bond. Remember, and this is another reason why I like I said, I was being on Tony's live or his seminar, and it brought up a lot of old things that I didn't want to face. But I'm like, no, you have to face this. You have to acknowledge this. So now I start asking myself, why am I upset? Why am I getting bothered? And why? Because you're taking accountability for them. And I'm like, well, this is inner dialogue, by the way. This is my own inner dialogue as I'm having, because I'm healing myself in the process. I'm understanding, because I would normally get angry, upset, bothered, act impulsively, start texting, start doing what they want, because that's what they want. They want to take your power away. And how are they taking your power away? Because they're getting you to react. When your emotions are high, your intelligence is low. Your intelligence is very, yes. And little do you guess, and little do you know that you're giving all that you're giving, because you are a giver. You are an angel. And they're taking advantage of this. So I said, you start to awaken from the washing machine, because they've been priming you already. Like, for example, another one that the signs are there if you pay attention. But the thing is, it's hard to pay attention. You know why? Because you don't want to see it. You don't want to believe it. You want it to be a lie, for you can move on with your life. That's why it's very easily to stay stuck in there. And this is when you have to realize enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'm done, because this is not the way life is. Life continues. Yes, you've been groomed since the beginning. I'm talking about as you start to awaken who they are. Because I was that, and that was another one that I came to realization that I was so angry about. I took it personal. You got tricked, fool. I'm a gangster. You got tricked, fool. I'm like, fool. Meaning, you got played. That person put up an illusion. They were a reflection of you. They showed you what you needed to fix. They showed you what you're missing. And of course, I didn't think like that then, because I didn't understand. I never knew what an empath was. I never knew what a covert narcissist was, or I've heard of a narcissist, but I thought about which is the typical, arrogant motherfucker that you see in the street. But I never knew what a straight up NPD is. And by the way, NPD is very, very hard to come around, meaning a real narcissistic person like that, diagnosed full blown. But people have high narcissistic traits. I'm one of them. Why? Like I said before, because we're codependents. Codependents meaning, you want to rephrase this, an empath. You're highly in tune. You know what time it is. You've been brought up in a dysfunctional, fucked up, since you were small, man. Believe it. You were programmed a certain type of way. But we have to understand this. We have to alchemize. We have to alchemize this part. That is what makes you you. That is what makes you, yes, this is what makes you your beautiful self. This is what makes you unique. This is why you're so wanted by them. Because they want you to chase. They want you to chase them. They want you to keep on going in those little loops. They want to keep you, it's just called, in that narcissistic cycle. Because I don't know, man, I think I might have broke the curse on that one of that they hoover you. But I could see me being hoovered through other lines, other messages, pretending there's someone else. But I think, kind of to third eye, yeah, it's a narcissist. Like, it's them. I get it, it's them. Because, come on, I'm good looking, but come on, not that damn good looking. But, okay, yes. So, because at least let me touch on this part in the sense of I was all ego. So I was very narcissistic. because I was all ego, meaning an awoken person. I was validated by outside things. I was a cool guy and all this. And then the covert narc plays on that. They play on you on that. They use it against you. At the end of it, they're going to use that against you. So because I've always had high self-esteem, but what I say in myself, meaning but I was basing upon external stuff, which was fake. It's temporary. It's only going to last it's only going to last you not that long. In other words, it's going to collapse. You're going to fall. It's not going to work for you forever because things like this happen. So as I started to awaken, like I was saying, I was asking questions, meaning, where are you going? You're working again late? Why are you wearing perfect? Like, I seen all the clues. Everything was there. But like I said, you don't want to believe it. So you start to fact check them, meaning, call around. And this is the part that save yourself the trouble. Don't do that. Once you know, get the fuck out. Once you know, leave. It's easier said than done, especially if they support you, especially if you live with them, especially if you are always around. And this is where I say, some people have to learn the hard way. I did. I sure fucking did. And this is where if the deeper your roots are, the deeper they're set in, the deeper your negative beliefs, because you, and I say you, I mean myself as well, because this is the old me speaking, which when I didn't understand any of this, I didn't understand none of this, which is, where are my core beliefs? What am I focusing on? What are my morals? Because my morals, my beliefs are based on someone else's. They're very weak, in other words, very, very weak. And it took me to fall apart for the person that I love, the person that I thought existed, because they don't exist. Because as soon as you're being real, as soon as you become real, as soon as you start to check in and you want to grow and you ask, because you're going to ask more about yourself. You're going to ask more about yourself. Meaning, where am I going with this? And you're going to see they're going to avoid it. Then I don't want to talk to you about this. They're gonna put it off. Right now? Can we talk about this later? No, let's talk about it now. Because there's never gonna be a perfect time to talk about it. So of course we'll talk about it with the friends and family and kids, but if it's there. Make the time then. And get your answers. Get off your chest. Let it go. Let you have, and this is the reason why I bring it up, because today with Tony Robbins, like I'm saying, we're talking about relationships. And I couldn't really relate a lot, but it brought up a lot of memories. And I started getting upset again. But the difference is, I caught it. I see it. I'm like, why am I upset? Why is this bothering me? And like I said, one of them was like, because it tricked you. Because that was my ego though. By the way, his internal dialogue that I'm having with myself, meaning I'm understanding this. I'm getting it. I see it. That's a difference. Because if I shut it down, I ignore it, and I don't acknowledge it, guess what I'm doing? I'm repressing that part. And you're not supposed to repress this, by the way. This is if you want to start to get over shit as you uncover what's going on. Because they're going to hurt you. They're going to crush you. But it's all necessary pain for you to wake the fuck up. Because the more hurt you're going to have, the more pain you're going to go through, best believe it, you're going to say enough is enough. But if you believe them, oh my God, they're not going to change. Understand, they're not going to change. They need you to feed into it. And you thinking, sorry, I'm laughing about this, but you thinking you can fix them, you're not going to fix them. It's impossible to fix them. You know why? Because they don't. You need self-awareness. Self-awareness is big. How can you fix something if you don't think nothing's wrong with you? When you can't take accountability for your own actions. You can't see, because you're playing a fucking role. You're playing in the Matrix. You're in the Matrix. But you just don't know it yet. Because you're still asleep. You're still feeding into the bullshit. You're still listening to the outside things. It's a rude awakening. So transmute that pain. Transmute that negative, that hate. Understand it though. Meaning, ask yourself, like I said earlier, like why? Like, okay, because it tricked me. And I go, no, that's their shit. That's not your shit, that's their shit. And that's their job. What they're trying to do is they want you to feel like that. They want, because they're miserable. Misery loves company. So if they can get you to play into it, then they're winning. They're fucking winning. And what I mean by winning, meaning they're getting you to react. Emotions are high, intelligence is low. And this is the other way I think about it as. This is the other way I think about it as. It's the role you're playing. Because remember, we tell stories, right? Like I tell you a story and it's a story. Well, these stories, they're your thoughts. They're a part. Thank you for speaking about this. Anxiety. That's worrying about the future. Literally, that's what it is. You're worried about something that hasn't even happened yet. Hasn't even happened yet. And oh, well, how can you not? And because it's, but let's think back to the subject, because I'll go all over the place if I tend to go all over the place. So let me just stay focused here for a second, at least. Like I was saying, we're in a role. We're actors. You are the actor. You are the producer. You are the screenwriter. You really are. It's just, what are you placing your attention to? What are you placing your focus on? Of course, it's like a good example. I'll give, my mom. I was talking to my mom. I was talking to my mom, right? And I was happy because she's trying, dude. I see her trying. Meaning with my stepdad. Because that's a narcissistic codependence all day right there. Who's a narcissist? It depends on what day. With my mom at least. But I go, how are you starting off your day, Mom? Are you starting off arguing? Are you starting off bitching? Because my mom's a control freak. She wants to control everything. But don't control everything. You're gonna go crazy trying to control everything. You're gonna go crazy thinking about everything. Control what you can control. Control yourself. Control your emotions. Because if someone else owns them, and you don't have these core beliefs, and you don't have any of this, guess what? They're gonna own you. They're gonna have these core beliefs, and they're gonna work you. They'll give them to you. They'll give them to you, and guess what? You're giving your power away. You're giving your power away. But it sucks to see it. Some people like that. Some men love to be controlled. Some men, and that's mommy issues, whatever. They have to work on it. But if you think you can go and fix them, it's a waste of energy. You're wasting your time. You're pushing a rock uphill. Now, if they want help then yes, be there. And if it's a relationship that you think is stable, then try it. Yes, no, exactly. That's where I would, but because you just can't leave them because listen, this is my codependent in me already, giving people the benefit of the doubt and seeing the good in them. But it's like, I'm sorry, but you can't be. That's your shit. That's your thing. That is. So, like I was saying, I'm all over the place right now, just thinking all over. But it's give me a second. Breathe in through the nose for 3 seconds. Hold for 6. Out for 9. Okay, so hold for 3. We hold for 6. Out for 9. And what that does, that helps with anxiety. Why? Because breath is attached to your emotions. Your breath is attached to your emotions. They're connected. So if you control the breath, you can control your emotions. That's why conscious breathing. I'm already sweating, huh? Because the light's gonna go out, guys. Meaning it's getting dark in LA. We're in Los Angeles, by the way. So anyways, guys, so I just wanted to touch on that. As you start to unravel the facts about the narcissist, understand you already know the answer. You already seen it. You just don't want to believe it. Why? Because you're used to the pain. That's the way you were brought up. So you don't understand the difference. Like, meaning super consciously or subconsciously, that's what you're searching. You're a people fixer. You fix people because it makes you feel good. Not that it's bad, but fix the right people. Start with yourself. Start with yourself. That's the biggest one I can. How, Johnny? Cut toxic ties. Cut toxic ties. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Get the help if you need the help, meaning the support group. The people who are going to validate your story. Because we can talk about the narcissist all day, all damn day. The question is, what are you doing to get yourself out of there? What are you doing to make the right moves? What are you doing to improve yourself? Yes. It's everything. It's just we forgot this. We forgot this because of the way we were brought up. Those are negative beliefs. Those are programs that our parents, our caretakers, our surroundings, our environment made you. Meaning the negative limited beliefs, they gave them to you. And brings up the story of it's like a virus. It's like a computer virus or an email. If I send you this email and you accept this email, you're gonna get contaminated. So when somebody says something ill of you, if somebody tells you something, and if you accept it, and by the way, there's such thing called auto-suggestion. If you're getting this shit repeated every fucking day, every single day by your toxic individual, you're gonna believe it. You're gonna believe it. Eventually you're gonna break. That's right, break free from the chains. And it's harder because we're used to it. We're used to it and we don't understand it. So the way I woke up, like I said, I started doing my research, I started doing my digging, which I knew I shouldn't have done. But I needed to, and I don't regret it. Why? Because it helped me make me who I am today. It made me what I am, meaning I found after the whole bullshit, after the Supernova, after the Covert Narc ran for the hills, because that's what it was. Like, I never got a Hoover. Well, like I said, that I think and stuff like that, which is beautiful, by the way. It's what role are you playing, Johnny? What's your role in this matrix? What are you doing? And then those are the questions. Those are the turn. That's that pivot point, because you're no longer searching and seeking somebody else. You're no longer chasing anybody anymore. All you're doing there is focus on you. So this is going back to Tony Robbins today. I don't think I'll be ready for a relationship, at least in my eyes, because this is something that is CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress or something like that. Like it awoke me. And thank God for my tribe. Thank God for people like you, Melissa. Thank God for the chief. Thank God for people, real empaths, who understood me, who understood what was going on, and helped me understand myself to become the best version of myself. 1% progress. And it wasn't, by the way, it is Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules to Life, but it's called it's rule number 4, I believe, or 5. One of those. It's not number 6. This is number 6, which is become the best version of yourself, of what you were yesterday. Don't compare yourself to others. This is a problem, or a problem my old identity had. Because that's something I'm also doing, is rewording and reframing of who I used to be. Yeah, it's more because I ask myself the question of, if I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? I'm just procrastinating, meaning it's now. Because when I woke up, I swear to you, like in my little brain, my little narcissistic codependent brain, I was saying, everyone's waking up. Everyone's going through this. This is what this great awakening is, this pandemic. But little did I know, it's not, it wasn't like that. There is people waking up, but not everybody wants to do the work. Not everybody wants to do the homework. Not everybody wants to do the introspection. Nobody wants to see their role. Who does? Who wants to hear their problems? Who wants to hear their flaws? Nobody does. What do? We blame others. It's easier, right? If you made me like this, or it's easier. It's easier on the ego, because the ego does not like change. The ego doesn't want you to recognize it, and that's a part of the matrix. It's a part, and it's tripping out, because everything's happening for us, not to us. You know, There's so much, guys. I can go on, but the topic, let me just take on, and I'm gonna end it right now, guys. It's as you uncover who the narcissist is, understand, save yourself the trouble. You already know the answer. They're gonna leave you. They're gonna bounce. Why? Because you're finding out who they are. You're discovering who they are. They cannot hide anymore, and they don't want to face the responsibilities. And now you're no longer feeding into it, meaning you're not going with it no more. You're not taking accountability for the shit anymore. You're questioning now. You're building boundaries. You're building boundaries and reinforce them. So as you start to uncover that part, as you start to see that part of the narcissist, that's all you need to see. Because somebody who really loves you, somebody who really cares for you unconditionally, is not going to do that to you. The question is what are you accepting? What are you accepting? If you think you're worth that, then that's what you're going to get. You're not right. I'm not right. You're not wrong, and I'm not wrong, because it's just the way your perception is. And if that's the way you want to live life, then okay, just go do it over there. Do it over there. Don't do it over here. Meaning, you have to say enough is enough. And cut those talks. If you have no kids with it, it's like that's one thing about. I'm glad I have no kids with her. I'm glad I have no kids with her. I'm glad that it's that's it. I'm done, and that's where I'm fortunate at. And there's people who are not fortunate like that. There's people who don't. So cut ties with them. Cut that negative, toxic relationship out. And as soon as you start to, so like I say, you're uncovering them, they're faxing. The person you're reaching out to, the people you're calling, they're expecting your call. You're the bad guy. You're the jealous girlfriend. You're the jealous boyfriend that just won't leave her alone. They know about you since the beginning because they've been painting you out as a bad guy. You have been in the whole villain film, because remember, there's a film. It's an act. It's all an act. And as you wait till you roll, because this is where you get to make the switch. This is where you're gonna have to change the role of your script and take control. Because if you allow them to control your script, meaning they're writing your script, meaning you're the one chasing, then that's to be your life. You know, your reality is your personality is. Oh, there you go. I heard that one before too. Your personality is your reality. So, what role are you playing? Are you playing king? Are you a queen? Are you a goddess? Because I sure damn well, if you're here, you're watching. Yes, you are. It's just we have to adjust. We have to adapt to what? To ourselves, to our higher selves. Understand yourself. Why do you tick like this? Why do I think like this? Why am I judging? Why am I getting angry? And the more you do that introspection, the more you start to awaken to the self-awareness. And narcissists cannot do no self-awareness. The kids are coming right now. So going back to what I was saying about as you start to unravel who they are, understand they don't want to be fixed. They don't care about you at that moment. Because they're going to care about you when they get tired with the new supply. Or when they realize that the grass ain't greener on the other side. And this is where you have to go cold turkey, cut off the ties, tie your fucking nut up, or your huevo in Spanish, and that's it. That's it. And make the change. Because what's insanity is wanting change and doing the same shit over and over and over. That's what it is. So, yeah. I hope I made sense, guys. I hope I made sense. I hope I even touched on the topic today. You know, and like I said, if you start to feel a certain type of way, like angry toward the narcissist, understand that it's their shit. It's their pedo, their caca. It has nothing to do with you. It's just those are your old negative beliefs kicking in, meaning the codependent in you, of I could have done better. I could have done, no. You did try you tried your fucking best. You really did. And I'm talking to myself, by the way, as well. Because I'm like, I thought I forgave it. I thought I took care of this. Meaning, but I'm like, but why am I, I went back to the whole, why am I And I go, because I'm being tricked. I'm like, no, that's the ego speaking. Because nobody tricks you, Johnny. I mean, now you understand it was what it was. You know, under that illusion, you thought she was who she was. But all she was just showing you is what you're missing. Because if there was loved ones, because of you. Because they were playing off of you. They were just feeding you. They were mirroring you. And that's why, and it's just, and you wanting that relationship because you were genuinely loving them. You were, by the way. Yes, you were. It's just they like I said, you started to discover who they are, so they fucking bounce. They bounce, and just understand this part to save you guys in trouble. Everything that you already think they're doing, it's true. You're fucking sidekick. By the way, you are. You're intuitive. It's just you don't want to believe it because of the way you were programmed. We're codependent, by the way. So, you know what I mean? Which is just somebody. That's why I want to take away that codependent and use that more empowering word of an empath. That's what an empath is you're just highly intuitive. I mean, you know what time it is. You can read a room. You can read people. And that's one thing that I hate about it. It's like, fuck, like, I see right through people, man. I see right through them. I mean, I don't know if it's remote viewing or what, but I'm like, dude, because they don't make sense. Yeah. He will never commit to anybody. Fuck him. Yes, he won't. But let's, if you want to, I shouldn't be saying this, but if you want revenge, success. Work on you. Become the fucking best version of yourself and let them watch on the fucking sideline. Let them watch on the sideline. As you grow, as you empower yourself, they're gonna hate it. That is why do you think they hoover people? Why do you think they come back? Because they see you getting your life together and they want to be a part of it. They want to attach themselves to you because that's how the narcissist lives, through others. Well, some of them, or through their kids. A lot of them will live through their kids, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's like they want to be a part of your success. Oh, because I made this. You're the moon, they're the you get it. So it's just cutting it. That's the best revenge. It's massive success. Massive success upon you, who you are, understanding that. And I am is that's very powerful, man. It's very powerful in the sense of like because as you become conscious of your thoughts, because this is the thing. We're all conscious creators. Like, we're all conscious creators. It's just a lot of us are asleep still and we don't understand this. So as you awaken and you become conscious of those thoughts, they're multiplied tenfold. And the reason, yes, it's a blessing in disguise. You not being with them anymore, it's a blessing in disguise. The chief said it himself, they are our best teachers. Yes, they are. You know, it's sad, but it's thank you. Thank you, Narcissist, for showing me who I am. Thank you for waking me up. Now, sit back on the sideline and watch me. Because you could have done this with them, but they don't know how to. They don't know how to introspect. They have little self-awareness because they're still stuck in the matrix. They're still stuck in the bubble. Because we are creators. You are a creator. We're creating a reality. We literally are. As we talk, as we speak, we're jumping into timelines. And as a director, you can choose. Do I choose to participate in this? Do I choose to act on this? Or do I choose to do the right thing? And of course, this is where karma comes in. Meaning the more good you do, the more it comes back. Because it's law. It's law. It's universal law. As I'm understanding this. And by all means, man, I'm far from perfect. You mean, and like I said, and the reason why I got this subject was because of Tony Robbins. You mean, and him talking about it. You know, I didn't really participate too much just because it started to trigger me. But that was a perfect opportunity for me to work on it. Meaning, why? And I realized it, and it's because I was still telling myself a different story. I was being tricked. They got you. And that holds resentment. And when you're holding resentment, it's bringing your vibration down. You're not vibing the same. So I understand this. And like I was saying about my phone today, my phone got cut off, whatever. And dude, I got a fucking message and it's back on. So I said, you know what? Let's jump on, dude. Let's jump on, because if you didn't have this on, you'd be bitching right now. So that's why I jumped on, guys. We're 40 minutes in, man. Thank you, Melissa. You're the best, man. I'll find you. Follow me on Instagram. Have you an Instagram account? Jump on there. I'll follow you back. I'll follow back, man. It's Spiritual Gang. And the reason why there versus Facebook is this. Facebook is nothing but drama, dude. Really is nothing but drama. I use it for the Facebook groups. Because it's the whole life thing. And plus, I get kicked out of them. They're always kicking me out for some reason. They're always kicking me out. But it's on Instagram. Go on Instagram, Spiritual Gangster. And I goof around on there. And the reason why I goof around on there is because that brings my vibration up, dude. It brings my vibration up. So just to wrap it up, as you unravel about the narcissist in your life, just know, you already know the truth. You already know the truth about them. Save yourself the energy. But if you need to go knock yourself out, by all means, you're going to learn the hard way. Learn when enough is enough. Because the facts, they're facts. You already know them. And the people you're reaching out to and calling, they're a part of it. They're enabling the narcissist. They're enabling the narcissist. Just imagine, hey, what's up, Chief? What's going on, man? Yeah, man, we're just talking about as you unravel the nightmare, to who you are as you awaken. And as you awaken, like I said, you already know the truth. You already know what's going on. You already know what's happening. Just save yourself the fucking trouble. Believe me, it's unnecessary pain. We're suffering as much as we want to suffer. It's the truth. Like you were saying about anxiety, right? Like, anxiety is worrying about the future. That hasn't even happened. That's what it is. If you really think about it, why am I nervous? Because you're worried about, and this is where, breathing in, the savvy cobra. Yes, yes. But they're our best teachers, Chief. They're our fucking best teachers, man. They are our best teachers, man. You mean, unfortunately, man. You mean, but it's they need to do their job, and they're doing their job very damn well. They really are. They're doing their job very well in the sense of awakening people right now. And this is where Heyokas, you empaths out there, have to recognize this, understand it. Enough is enough, and that's it. Snap out of it. But if you need to go through your whole awakening, I call it like the whole awakening, meaning suffer more than you need to suffer, then because it's enough pain, dude. It's pain. It hurts. And all that's going to bring up, it's going to bring up all that, all your own traumas, all your own wounds. And it's stuff that you have to look at. It's literally fresh. And this is where, like I said, surrounding yourself around like-minded individuals, finding yourself people who are going to validate what you're saying, finding people who are going to help you out and understanding what you're going through, meaning you're going through a spiritual awakening. That's what you're going through. That's what I'm going through as I am speaking, and I'm new to all this. I'm really new to all this. It was one of my earth angels telling me that time's up. And I said enough already, guys. So thank you guys for stopping by, man. I love you guys. Hit like if you guys haven't already yet. And yeah, man, we'll get this going. So if any comments, put a comment down there and I'll talk about something else. The reason why, like I said, I came up with this one because of today. But, yeah. So much love. The kids are coming too. I can hear them. Much love, guys.